Sports Center. I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Seahawks come away with a 7-point win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Texans win their 4th game of the year. The Steelers won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the AFC North. Drew Bennett had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Bengals, Redskins. Performance. John Kitna is always a threat to go out into the end zone, especially with the ball at the 20, and he does. The defense doesn't pick it up. Beautiful pass, touchdown. The Bengals win this one by the final score of 27-17. Eddie Kennison had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Chiefs beat the Saints. Down in Dallas, in the Lone Star State, we had the Cowboys get sent away with a 7-point loss. Down in the Georgia Dome, we had the Falcons edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Giants, Cardinals. Narrow 3. Bill Schrader is in his own territory, but he's got a lot of room to run. We know about his speed. There's a couple of moves. Oh, boy! The defense overlooked him. He could go all the way. 76-yard touchdown. The Giants go on to win this by the final score of 14-3. The Packers defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Lambeau Field. The Panthers lost in a blowout on the road, but will get to head home when they meet the Cardinals. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Patriots pick up their 8th win of the year. Ravens, Jets. Brett Favre is always a double threat in the red zone at the 5-yard line. There's a snap, and in the slot, the back quickly in the end zone for 6. The Jets go on to win this by the final score of 19-13. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Casey Wegman won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Dan Morgan sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. Unfortunately, it's a torn ACL, and that'll keep him out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. On to the serious news of the week. Eric Barton had to be placed on injured reserve, so he'll be on the sidelines for the rest of the year. Just a key blow to the heart of this defense. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
And last but not least, we had the Jaguars come away victorious.
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Sam Madison is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 4 years, $11.8 million. Added on to that, a $3.5 million signing bonus. Dave Fiore will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Jaguars. Jake Plummer is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 4 years, $14.0 million. On top of that, a $2.8 million signing bonus. Jeremiah Trotter is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Bears.
So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Coming up on ESPN, Aaron Brooks has taken his fair share of criticism the past few years, but he really cut down on the mistakes last year, put together a fine campaign. We'll see one of the more electric quarterbacks you're going to find here. Denver, New Orleans, next.
While the teams are out on the field getting loose, the fans are filing in and finding their seats for the game. Hello, folks. I'm Dan Stevens, welcoming you to the Louisiana Superdome. Here with me in the booth, my longtime associate, Peter O'Keefe. Peter, this game has got a playoff atmosphere with a chance at the #1 spot in the division at stake.
Well, the pressure's on, Dan. You better believe it. Can secure #1 in their division with a win. And with these kind of matchups, it all comes down to rhythm. Whatever team can establish an offensive and defensive rhythm earliest will come away with the win.
And now let's go down to the coin toss.
It's tails.
Jason Elam kicking off.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Elam boots the opening kickoff. Henderson fields it all the way back at the 1. Breaks the tackle. Stopped at the 24.
Devery Henderson took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
The Saints offense takes the field, and they will start at their own 24-yard line.
Dan, bunch of receivers out there. Defense is expecting that, and they go to nickel.
McAllister goes in motion. Herndon tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
Kelly Herndon knocked that pass down. And he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
Potential for some nice yards, but the defense plays it tough. That will bring up 2nd down.
Ball at the Saints 24-yard line.
Brooks really rifles this pass, and it's intercepted. Dragged down at the 28.
Kelly Herndon knows he doesn't have a shot at it unless he jumps for it. And man, he timed it perfectly. Could give his receivers a few tips about mid-air receptions.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you gotta love D like that.
The Broncos are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at the 28-yard line. Smith goes in motion. First, we'll lose a bunch here. And that brings up 2nd down.
Derek Rogers not only cleaned the ball carrier's clock in the backfield, but buffed and polished it too. Big hit for a loss.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up 2nd down. Hurst gets the call again and chews up about 4 on the play. No dice, and it falls incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Ashley Lee had that ball in his hands on that play, and then he just dropped it.
That will bring up 4th down, and what a disappointment. That would have given them the first.
You gotta make those plays when they come your way.
4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Elam with the 41-yard attempt, and it's no good. It bounced off the upright and then out.
Jason Elam breaks the upright here. Let's watch this again. Well, sure, Dan, it's a little embarrassing, but isn't that what instant replay is all about? A player screws up, and it's our ratings grabber.
The Saints stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at the 31-yard line. Horn makes a tough catch and is well past the markers for a 1st down. number called on first down and maybe picks up 1 on the play. Second down, 9 yards to go. Gash picks up about 2, and that brings up third down.
Al Wilson with the tackle.
Somebody's back
Third and 6.
started.
Ball at the 46-yard line.
Brooks rifles this one hard over the middle, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah.
Berger gets ready to punt this away.
Formation. Champ Bailey to make the return.
Berger gets the snap and punts it away. Bailey fields the punt at the 17. Tackled at the 24.
Champ Bailey had no trouble getting a few back after that very disappointing punt. Nice opportunity for this offense.
The Broncos will start this drive at their own 24-yard line. Young takes him down back at...
Brian Young targeted the ball carrier early, didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Watts goes in motion. Brown makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Fakir Brown knocked that pass down, and he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Manning unloads this one to the left, and it's incomplete. Knorr lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Knorr takes the snap and punts it away. Ambrose takes it at the 34.
Ashley Ambrose, one of those old dogs that can still get it done. 13-year man out of Mississippi Valley. You think you lose your skills with age? This guy doesn't know how to slow down.
The Saints have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their 42-yard line. Horn goes in motion. Brooks throws a lob here, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
John Mobley came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up.
Second and 10. Ball at the Saints 42-yard line.
Wilson tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete.
Al Wilson with the deflection.
I'm bringing it, yeah. I told you.
Aaron Brooks, he's really struggling out there today. As you can see by the numbers, it's all bad. Up to now, he's got 20 yards and 1 interception.
Third down and 4 wideouts in the game.
Saints 42-yard line.
Brooks dumps this one to the flat, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Trevor Price put the brakes on that play without any help. Man, he had that zone locked down.
Peter, the defense stood tall and forced the incompletion, but I don't understand that call. They wouldn't have gotten much at all, even if it was complete.
Fourth down either way, and in my opinion, too, a bad call.
Berger lines up for the punt. Berger takes the long snap and punts it away. Bailey fields the punt at the 16. Tackled hard at the 19.
Champ Bailey got swarmed by the kicking team before he got very far. That nice punt pretty much goes unanswered.
The Broncos will start this first play of the drive at their own 19-yard line. Smith goes in motion. First gets the handoff and will lose about a yard here.
Derek Rogers targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his third tackle of the game. Second down with a split backfield. Thomas hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball. Incomplete.
Fred Thomas didn't let much daylight get between him and his assignment. Nice coverage to force the incompletion.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time. Well, Dan, we got an empty backfield, 5 receivers, and the defense is in their dime. Let's watch.
Young sacks him way back at the 11. It'll be fourth down.
Brian Young comes in untouched on this play and just wallops the quarterback. And where was the O-line, Dan? Did they just give up? Oh, that quarterback's going to be pointing fingers on that one.
They pushed him back even farther. And Peter, could this fourth down get any longer?
Well, theoretically, yeah, but it's plenty long enough already.
Dorr gets the ball and punts it away. Ambrose gets it at the 46. Brought down at the 43.
Ashley Ambrose racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Saints haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at the 43-yard line. Stallworth goes in motion. Gash picks up a yard on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Sam Gash powered forward with the football thanks to some initial blocking. Problem was they couldn't keep that push going for very long.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
That will end the first quarter, and it's still a scoreless game. Tackled at the 32.
Well, it's all about getting in position to make the grab, and watch here. Oh, that's perfect position.
Well, that's their second interception of the game, and stingy is appearing to be the motto for their defense.
Yeah, either that or give me the ball.
The Broncos have been locked in a defensive struggle so far. They will start this drive at their 32-yard line. Hurst takes it for his 5th carry and heads wide right. Finally popped out of bounds at the 40. First down.
Garrison Hurst gains a lot on this play, but it wasn't all him. Watch. Yep, he owes everything to those blockers, baby. They cleared the path for him.
A beautiful pickup, Peter. Everyone on the offense is happy about that play.
Definitely. Great call by the offensive coordinator.
And it will be a first down. First down, 3 wideouts in the game. Smith chases the bullet out left and gets past the markers for a first down.
Rod Smith had a defender close by, but was able to bring down the catch.
And Peter, that play doesn't get off the ground unless he runs a very precise route.
And he had to beat his man. Couple of the best banging heads there.
Lee goes in motion. Manning lobs this one over the middle, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Ashley Ambrose got himself in prime position to bat away that football before the receiver even had a shot at it.
Potential for some nice yards, but the defense plays it tough. That will bring up second down. Davis gains 3 yards, and that will bring up third down. Third down, 1 man back. Manning tips it to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Jason Kraft swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting it.
That is their 4th batted ball. Tell you, we've seen a number of good defensive plays from this squad.
We sure have. We'll see if they can keep it up, though.
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. They take the lead.
Jason Elam knocked through a good-sized kick. Watch here. Nowhere close to his max, but he's obviously still very pleased to pull it off.
Jason Elam kicking off for the Broncos.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Elam rockets this one deep. Henderson decides to take it out of the end zone. Dragged down at the 19. Peter, interesting order to the division, isn't there?
Oh, you bet. Devery Henderson took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
The Saints were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 19-yard line. McAllister chews up 4 yards, and that will bring up second down.
What's the play? Okay, let's go. Second and 6. Ball at the Saints, 22-yard line.
Brooks throws a heater, and the ball is caught at the 28. Brought down hard at the 33. That will bring up first down. Horn reels in the football and gets past the markers for a first down.
Joe Horn had 3 guys covering him on this play, and he still made the catch. I don't know if it was a good effort by him or a bad one by the defense. It could have been both. Oh, it's hard to believe that play worked.
A lot of short completions like that today, Peter, where they get stopped right soon after the catch.
Yeah, if you can't make anything happen after the catch, those short throws are useless.
First down, tight end to the left. Gets the call on first down and takes it upfield. Tackled, and the clock will continue to run. Second down, 5 yards to go.
Ball at the Saints, 50-yard line.
Gash will get the carry on second down and gains about 3 yards. Brooks uncorks this to the left sideline, and it's off. Incomplete.
Dante
Stallworth has this one in his hands, and then drops it.
Not much success to be had on the right side for this passing game, Peter. They have been off over there.
Yeah, I'd go somewhere else if I were them.
Berger gets ready to punt this away.
Champ Bailey can make the return.
Berger gets the ball and punts it away. The Broncos let it bounce out of bounds at the 14.
Mitch Berger did a good job angling the punt out of bounds, so the offense will start off stuck inside the 20.
The Broncos are looking for some separation before half, and will start this drive at their own 14-yard line. Whips him down in the backfield, and the clock will continue to run.
Jonathan Sullivan was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Lally goes in motion. Hurst takes it for his 8th carry and runs into traffic. Tackled, and the clock will continue to run.
Bucky Jones targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That will be 2 losses in a row.
Great reads by the D on the last 2 plays, Dan.
Rips him down. The Saints take their first timeout. Knorr lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Knorr takes the snap and punts it away. Ambrose fields the punt at the 45. Brought down at the 49. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Broncos with a small lead, 3-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN Halftime Report. Boomer?
Okay, Dano, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. Welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. As we look at the numbers from the first half and look at the turnover column, the Broncos should be way ahead on the scoreboard, but somehow they've let their opponent hang with them. Let's see if they can change things in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. Kelly Herndon was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. Saint later on in the first, ball at their own 31. Aaron Brooks connected with his man on this one. Saint later on in the second quarter, John Lynch is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The Bronx still early in the second quarter. Garrison first eye look at the Hurst, get up ahead of steam, and then it was clear sailing from there. That set up a 43-yard field goal, and that's where we'll leave this one. Saints are down, but still in it, 3-0. Today's halftime hero has turned in an incredible performance thus far. Brian Young has taken over this game. And now let's return to the second half with Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe.
Thanks, Boomer, and welcome back to our broadcast presented in ESPN Game Sound. Designed and developed in collaboration with Dolby, the leader in surround sound technology. The Broncos will receive to start the second half, and they currently enjoy a small lead, 3-0. Let's go down to the field. Carney kicks it off to begin the second half. Griffin fields the second half kickoff at the 2. Ground to a halt at the 27. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. All these numbers point to one thing, Dan, a defensive struggle. They can't get complacent. A single score will change the whole complexion of the game.
Let's go down to Susie Culber, who has an update for us. Susie?
Thanks, Dan. Head coach Jim Haslett definitely seemed frustrated when I spoke to him at halftime. He said, "We've just got to put some points on the board. Our defense has been doing all right, but offensively, we just haven't been able to get it done." He said, "Their plan is to make some adjustments in the next half, and we'll see how it works out." Back to you, guys.
Thanks, Susie. Touchdown!
Ashley Ambrose intercepts the ball close to the end zone, so you know he's going for it. And he gets it. What a huge play for the defense as they put points on the board.
The touchdown was his for the taking, Peter. Good individual effort.
Yeah, and great teamwork, too.
Here's the extra point, and it's good. the signal, and we're ready. Carney kicks it off. Griffin fields the kickoff at the 3. Tackled at the 31.
Quentin Griffin got a very respectable return off that nice kickoff there, Dan.
The Broncos have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at the 31-yard line. Smith goes in motion. Hurst carries it off right tackle and picks up a couple.
All right, what have you got? Okay, all right. You better have a side beam there on that.
Second and 8.
Nobody coming at you all day long.
33-yard line.
Makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Peyton Manning has had difficulties, to say the least, and now he's second-guessing everything he's thrown. Terrible day. So far, he's struggled to get 10 yards and 1 interception.
Let's finish this series off strong, team.
Manning throws a heater right sideline, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Bakir Brown anticipated that they would go deep and outside on that last one and cover the play perfectly. Because of him, incomplete.
Well, the D holds tight on 3rd and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up 4th down. Knorr gets the snap and punts it away. Stop at the 30.
Ashley Ambrose got swarmed by the kicking team before he got very far. That nice punt pretty much goes unanswered.
The Saints get their offense on the field and will start this drive at their own 30-yard line. Brooks zings it to the right side, and it's intercepted. Stop at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal.
John Mobley has a monster play for the D. He picks off the ball here and then takes it downfield for a huge gain. Man, you cannot coach that.
That's their 3rd interception of the game. And Peter, the D is homing in on the passing game.
Yeah, tough play. I love it.
The Broncos will start this drive all the way down at the 3-yard line. Smith goes in motion. They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete.
Okay, guys, we've covered this before. You know the plan. You know what to do. Just stick to the plan.
Second down, goal to go.
Ball at the 3.
Single back, single back. Switch, check 2. Second 2. Switch.
Smith tackles in behind the line of scrimmage.
Aaron Smith not only cleaned the ball carrier's clock in the backfield, but buffed and polished it too. Big hit for a loss.
That's his 2nd tackle so far. This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete. That will bring up 4th and goal.
Ashley Lee muffed an almost guaranteed catch there. And as a receiver, you have to carry your weight and make the play. You don't come much more catchable than that one.
Another ball comes his way, and another incompletion. To come up blank so many times in a row is, well, it's got to be demoralizing for a player.
Absolutely, but you got to fight through the slump and grab one to get rolling again.
It's good.
Jason Elam kicking off for the
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Elam booms a beauty here. Henderson decides to take it out of the end zone. Dragged down at the 18. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. How they turned the ball over leaps out at me, and you have to think that that could come back to haunt them. Turnovers are the most telling stat in the NFL. Devery Henderson got out close to the 20 on that one, so his decision to take it out of the end zone didn't really pay off, but it didn't really hurt him either.
The Saints stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 18-yard line. Hudson down back at the 16.
Nick Ferguson targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. McAllister has his number called on second down and chews up about 4 on the play. Third down, one man back.
Ball at the Saints, 20-yard line.
Brooks throws this on the road, and the ball is caught at the 27. Finally dropped at the 33. It will be first down.
Dante Stallworth reels in the pass despite nearly getting squeezed by 2 defenders.
There's the catch and the double coverage. They really didn't phase him there.
Maybe they ought to send in a third.
Peter, I'm sure he's happy to bring that one in. The last 3 passes to him have all been incompletion.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit there, but this may turn him around.
Stallworth grabs the fastball over the middle and is well past the markers for a first down.
Dante Stallworth nabbed the football away from 3 defenders in his area. That's got to feel good.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
And let me tell you, Dan, hearing those chains move is one of the best sounds in the game for an offense.
Stallworth goes in motion. Gash chews up 4 yards, and that brings up second down.
Wilson with the tackle.
Second down, 3 wideouts in the game.
Ball at the 46-yard line.
Gash gets the call again and rambles for about 5.
John Lynch made the save, dropping the ball carrier before he could get to the markers.
They don't allow them to convert, but they did allow them to get very close.
3rd and short. Let's see if they can come up with another big stand.
McAllister picks up 6 on the play, and that brings up first down.
Deuce McAllister got yards by staying so close to his blockers. I think they were sharing each other's aftershave.
A big gain on 3rd, and they will easily move the chain.
Perfect call for the situation, Dan. No trouble in getting the first.
Middlebrooks tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete.
Willie Middlebrooks managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
They have really gotten after the ball as a team today. That is their 5th batted ball.
Nice, aggressive D.
Gash carries it past scrimmage and picks up a couple.
Sam Gash used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Well, not much of a gain there, and they will face 3rd down.
3rd and long, too, Dan. Big play coming up.
And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. The Saints with a small lead, 7-6. Them even farther away from the markers. It'll be 4th down.
Champ Bailey not only cleaned the ball carrier's clock in the backfield, but buffed and polished it too. Big hit for a loss.
That's his third tackle of the game. Berger lines up for the punt. Berger takes the long snap and aims this one out of bounds. This will fly out of bounds at the 11.
Mitch Berger did a good job angling the punt out of bounds, so the offense will start off stuck inside the 20.
The Broncos offense takes the field and are again starting deep. This drive will begin at their own 12-yard line. Smith goes in motion. Rodgers makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it, yeah.
Peyton Manning has been searching for a rhythm out there, and he's come up short, Dan. As you can see by these numbers, he's been having a rough day of it. So far, he's struggled to get 10 yards and no touchdowns.
Second and 10. Lucy. Broncos 12-yard line.
Peyton Manning scrambled for his life on that play and got nowhere. Busted play.
Lee snags the dart right sideline, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Peyton Manning gets this one past the secondary quite easily. I think the safeties were out of position on that one, Dan. Now, that kind of accuracy is hard to cover, Dan. He knew where he wanted the ball to go, and that's where it went.
Coach Haslett doesn't agree with the call, and we're going to see the red flag.
Hey, we want a challenge.
New Orleans challenging whether the pass was caught inbounds.
This is their first challenge of the game, and even if they lose this one, they still have one challenge left.
Dan, when we check out the replay here, we should be able to see if the catch was made prior to going out of bounds.
After review, the play stands. The pass was complete. The catch was made prior to going out of bounds. New Orleans will be charged with timeout. First down.
That will cost them a timeout, and you have to believe that he is not very happy with that call.
Yeah. Let's do it. Nice.
First down, tight end to the left.
Broncos 24-yard line.
Manning throws a heater right sideline, and the catch is made well past the markers for a first down.
Ashley Lilly catches this one easily with no one around to stop him. Where was the defense? Well, they were nowhere on this play, which made that an easy catch.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way.
Anderson goes in motion. This one will fall incomplete.
With the deflection.
Oh, Ashley.
Second and 10.
Sit down.
Ball at the Broncos 38-yard line.
Raise it. Take it back. That's too open. Check him.
Hurst will get stopped at the line, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Cedric Bond with the tackle.
3rd down, and 5 wide receivers take the field.
Come in for you.
Watt pulls it along here, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Darius Watson makes the catch here with 3 defenders on his tail. I'll tell you, I was not expecting that pass at all. I wonder if he knew it was coming.
Yeah, Peter, I think you could argue that that throw probably should never have been made. It was very risky, but it did work out.
Yeah, it's all about staying focused and believing in your teammates.
And Peter, that time, neither of those guys really had a height advantage on the other.
Yeah, and sometimes when you find yourself locked in a matchup like that, it simply becomes a question of who wants the ball more. Advantage offense there.
Manning just rifles this one, and the ball is caught for a gain of 7 on the play.
Ball at the 35.
Hurst takes the handoff and heads left. Brought down at the 30. First down.
First down, Broncos. First and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line.
Hurst goes in motion. Anderson dodges this one way out right and heads upfield. Runs out of bounds at the 22.
Mike Anderson just plows through the D-line on this one, Dan. Watch how he does it. Yeah, he lowered his shoulder and just charged through the line. What a physical guy.
Peter, what a nice pickup to get them into a second and short situation.
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options on what to try next.
Ball at the 22-yard line.
Hurst chews up 4 yards, and that will bring up first down.
First down, Broncos.
First down, the clock is stopped at 2 minutes. Manning zings it to the right side, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Ashley Ambrose came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Second down, just a single receiver on the field. Santiago catches it in the flat, and the Saints will take a timeout. That's their second. Watt goes in motion. Manning rifles it out left side, and it's tipped. Incomplete. That will bring up fourth down.
Derek Rogers came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Fourth down, 9 yards to go. Elam kicks it from 34 yards. They take the lead.
Let's go. Yeah, man.
Jason Elam puts in an easy short one. A clean kick, no worries.
They'll take the 3 points, but they were hoping for 7.
But that's the second time today they get close only to have to bring in the kicker.
Kicking off for
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Elam booms a beauty here. Pathon decides to take it out of the end zone. Tackled at the 20.
Jerome Pathon got out close to the 20 on that one, so his decision to take it out of the end zone didn't really pay off, but it didn't really hurt him either.
The Saints will start this drive deep in their own territory with the clock at 1:40. LeSueur tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
I'm bringing it, yeah. I told you.
Aaron Brooks has found limited success in the passing game so far, Dan, and he just can't seem to get into a rhythm out there. I'd say he's not very pleased with his performance. So far, he's got 72 yards and 3 interceptions.
Second down. The clock is stopped at 1:38.
20-yard line.
Brooks fires this one over the middle, and this one is incomplete.
Shannon Sharp tried to snag that one across the middle, but doesn't happen.
Another incompletion, and they still can't get it done through the air. And now that we're in the fourth quarter, Peter, it doesn't look like things are going to change.
It's a day to forget, that's for sure.
Third down from the shotgun. McAllister chews up 9 yards, and the clock will continue to run. It'll be fourth down. Brooks really rifles this pass, and it falls incomplete. They will turn the ball over on down.
With the deflection.
Nick Ferguson gets a hand on this one. Right there. That's how you play D.
Oh, that's got to be a crushing blow for this team. They needed to get into field goal range, and they just couldn't do it.
Oh, it's a tight one, Dan. Something tells me it's too soon to be picking a winner here. They have time, Dan, and they have 3 timeouts. They might make it happen.
2 yards on the play.
Mike Anderson, how you like that power, baby? Larry.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Well, that loss will bring up third down, but they can't be too worried about it. They're still eating up the clock. Well, they'll wait until the last second to snap this one and take as much time as possible off the clock here. Well, that did it, Dan. They can now use up all the clock by just sitting on the ball. What a game.
And that is going to do it for this one. The Broncos come out on top 9-7. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Broncos stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Ashley Ambrose was able to step in front of this pass and pick one off, but he wasn't done there. Touchdown for the Saints. The Saints now have their first lead of the half and go up by 4. John Moms Mobley is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The Bronx, after getting an interception, Bronx trailing by 4. Jason Elam would come on and connect on the field goal try. They climb back into the game, now down by 1. Aaron Brooks would find his target on this one. Saints up 7-6. Peyton Manning would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. That set up a 35-yard field goal, and that's where we'll leave this one. Bronx edge out a win, 9-7. Now it's time to speak to our player of the game. It's not always offense or defense that wins the games. Sometimes your special teams, and this guy proved that true tonight. Jason Elam is down on the field with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thank you, Chris. You excelled under pressure today, and you edged them out in a hard-fought game. What do you think was vital to your team's success today?
Both teams came out ready to play today. Luckily, we were able to come up with some big key plays down the field, and luckily we came out on top.
Back to you, Chris.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. So long. This is SportsCenter. I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Chargers convincingly win by 15. The Ravens won this contest, but will stay at the second place in the AFC North. Starvin' Marvin Harrison stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Lions pick up their third win of the season. Broncos, Saints. Their third, John Moms Mobley would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The Broncos win this one by the final score of 9-7. Freddie Jones had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Cardinals beat the Panthers. By the warm waters of Tampa Bay, we had the Buccaneers get squeezed out by 4 points. Down in Reliant Stadium, we had the Texans get nipped by 3 points. Steelers, Bengals. 3 points. Deuce Staley wants to get his team inside field goal range. Gets the handoff at the 42. Oh, he may do more than that. He shakes two. He could go all the way. Touchdown. The Steelers go on to win this by the final score of 27-13. The Chiefs had over 100 return yards in their victory at Arrowhead Stadium. The Titans won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Texans. The Giants won this contest and will now move to second place in the NFC East. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Casey Wegman won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Marvin Jones is probably the one that most leaps out at you. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Dolphins, Seahawks.
Get him back.
Chad Brown is such an all-around defender. He plays the run, he plays the pass. Oh, it came right to him. This is what you dream about if you're a linebacker. 24-yard TD. The Seahawks win this one by the final score of 24-10. James Thrash had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Curtis, my favorite Martin, was responsible for over 150 yards rushing and helped his Jets beat the Browns. And in our final game, we had the Bills come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.